people ask why we like mobile home parks. And, standing here, I know how impressive this must look. So, why do we like mobile home parks? The simple answer is cash flow. You've probably heard rumors that mobile home parks are cash cows. And if executed correctly, it's absolutely true. Uh, you get a functioning mobile home park, a stabilized mobile home park, you can make 3 to 5 times the income or the cap rate, return on investment, whatever fancy words you want to use. You make 3 to 5 times as much on a mobile home park than you would, say, a apartment building in Tulsa. Or, well, we're going to use Tulsa because the markets are so different in comparison. So we make more money with a mobile home park. The mobile home parks even make probably double what we make in rent houses. So we like mobile home parks because we like money. The second reason we like mobile home parks is the price point. They are larger than what your average investor, your typical house flipper, or your average Joe can afford. And we're usually, most parks are in that $1 to $2 million range. Some of them get up to 5, but typically there's a smaller price point than apartment, so it's easier to navigate. But it's a large enough price point that you don't have near as much competition. So you factor in, there's not as many people who can buy them, and then there's not that many people who really want to buy them. I mean, some people do. The people who understand the code and the cash flow and how to print money with these things absolutely want them. But your people who want to invest in pretty apartments and the nicer asset classes are not looking at a mobile home park. So you have a lot less competition. You combine that with, they're dirty, they're smelly. It is larger than what most investors can afford. It is smaller than what most large investors, multifamily investors, are looking for. We're navigating in that $1 to $2 million price point. So it's, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to raise $2 million than it is to raise $10 million for an apartment building. But if you look at your investment, you make more money on a $2 million mobile home park than you make on a $10 million apartment building. We've actually done the math. I mean, cap rate to cap rate, the park is better. The third reason you should consider investing in mobile home parks is there are some simple levers that you can pull to quickly increase the ROI, the rents, so your return on your investment and your values. When we look for mobile home parks, we look for those smaller owner-operated mom and pop type mobile home parks that typically have empty spaces or empty trailers, but they have the infrastructure, they have utilities, the water, roads, and preferably sewer. I mean, and it's just a side note, a mobile home park with city utilities is so much better than having a mobile home park on a well and lagoon system. Ask me how I know. Anyhow, so you have the infrastructure, and you can quickly, you have a couple of choices. You can go buy used trailers, and we like buying used trailers. We bought several. Now the downside of buying used trailers is you're hunting, like you're hunting houses. It's not, I mean, you can kind of systematize it, but you got to go look at a lot of trailers to find something that's worth buying. And then once you do find something that was worth buying, you got to keep in mind that moving it is a little bit of an ordeal and requires permitting. So it costs $5,000 to move a single wide and $10,000 to move a double wide. So you have to factor in the move cost on top of your purchase price when you buy a used trailer. We, after a couple years of owning and operating parks, and owning mobile home parks is a lot different than owning and operating rent houses or owning and operating apartments. It's kind of a hybrid between the single family and the multifamily. So it makes it a very unique animal and the way that the ecosystem functions. But having run 2 parks over the last 3 years and figuring out how they operate internally, we, after remodeling dozens of trailers, like we remodeled all of these, you can see the ones that are painted. And they don't look like a whole lot from out here, but when we remodel it, we took them down to the studs. Actually, we redid a lot of the framing and replaced the floor joists with 2x6s instead of 2x4. These old trailers were framed with 2x2 or 2x3 materials, so we reframed them. So, and then from there, in the interior, we replumbed them, rewired them, new heat and air systems in there. We, of course, new drywall or paneling, depending on which ones. Paneling is actually better in trailers because trailers tend to flex and to move. They're not as stationary as a stick brick house is. So drywall tends to crack and shift. So paneling in a lot of these trailers is preferred. But all new cabinets, all new flooring, all new fixtures, all new. I mean, it inside looks just as nice as any one of our houses that we remodel or build. I mean, it's the same quality material as our new construction houses. So, you know, they may look like 50-year-old chick boxes. They are on the outside, but they're new on the inside. But my point is, it takes a lot of time and money to remodel those trailers, to bring them back to life. And it said it's still a 50-year-old box. I said it. Versus going to a manufacturer or a dealer and ordering. Like we went and ordered 8 trailers at once, and they're on a scheduled delivery. Like we have 4 coming at the end of, or on Monday, which is why we're tearing out all these trailers tearing down the old trailers to make room for the new trailers. The new trailers don't cost that much more. I mean, they probably 30 to 40% more than what your used trailer, a good deal used trailer, because there are expensive used trailers, but everything is brand new and it's under warranty. I mean, that's the thing about it. If something happens that's not tenant related on one of these new trailers in the next 24 months, the dealer's going to come fix it. I don't have to send my maintenance guy. So from a longevity standpoint, from a investing our money standpoint, it just makes so much more sense long term to bring in brand new units with brand new components than it is to try to remodel. And also on a scaling factor and a time factor, you know, we put the order in on the trailers, we wait about 30 days, and then it's drop and go. I mean, once we set a trailer here, they can set a trailer in less than a day. We hook up utilities, we list that thing for rent. We don't have to spend 2 to 4 weeks remodeling each trailer. And if you had a dedicated crew just to remodeling trailers, you could do it. But we run construction elsewhere. We run a construction company. We're doing remodels. We're doing new construction. We're running trailer parks. We have apartment buildings. We're running maintenance on a couple hundred doors. So it is very attractive to us to just put new trailers in and not have to worry about it. Buying a trailer park, I mean, like being an entrepreneur, there's an old saying. And you see the guy that's riding a lion, and it looks exciting and cool, and everyone's amazed, except for the guy that's on the lion, and he's holding on for dear life, trying to figure out how the hell he got on this lion and how the hell he's going to get off here without getting his ass eaten. So once you buy the park, you got to figure out how to manage this thing. And like I said, managing a mobile home park is not like managing apartments. It's not like managing houses. It's a little bit different. I mean, the first thing you need to do is come in here and give it a facelift. I mean, clean up all the trash. We bring in dozens of dumpsters. We hire crews. We just clean everything up. We bring in the tree guys and we trim all the trees and we bring everything back because, you know, one of the things that we've noticed with the smaller owner operated parks is there's a lot of deferred maintenance. There's a lot of overgrowth. There's not a lot of park rule enforcement on the tidiness, the cleanliness. I don't know, how the maintenance of the yard, the maintenance of the trailer. So there's usually a lot of trash and debris. So you got to get it cleaned up. Now, obstacle number 2 is people. I mean, full disclosure, and just so you can't say nobody warns you, there are a lot of good people in trailer parks. There are a lot of not good people in trailer parks. Now, there's a difference between a mobile home park community and a trailer park. Trailer park is usually a bunch of old trailers that are in disrepair with deferred maintenance, and typically there's a lot of drug activity. I'm not going to lie. We have had to remove our fair share of drug dealers. they paid rent, but they were dealing drugs, and we had other issues. So we had to go ahead and remove them from the park. So people are going to have a little bit of a adjustment period to do management, because now I'm going to say passive, and I don't like the word passive income, passive real estate, because there really is no such thing. There's turnkey, and then there's active. And I say turnkey because there's activity, there's stuff that has to be done, work that has to be managed, people that have to be talked to. So there is no such thing as passive real estate. There's turnkey real estate, and what that means is somebody else does it for you. Like, you can come in and you can leverage our decades of experience and get in and participate with our operations, versus trying to go out and do it on your own. Because if you're trying to do it on your own, these are labor intensive. They take work. They take attention. You have to really be intentional and conscientious about everything that you do in these parks. You come in here and you clean everything up. Now you get people adjusted to your management and to the park rules and enforcing the rules. I mean, I sad to say, people are creatures of habit. They get in these I don't know, slumps, or what's the word I'm looking for? They get used to what it was, and they don't like change. So, as even though we're making changes for the better and we're improving the quality of life in the park, there are still people who resist change and they don't want to play along. So you just got to keep in mind that there's going to be some turnover. And this is one of the mistakes that we made early on, is by enforcing the rules, evicting the drug dealers, and cleaning up the park, we had a lot of turnover. Now, the downside to a lot of turnover gets expensive. And it gets expensive not because of evicting people, but because of, now you got an empty trailer that's not producing rent. So now your income's down. And I've got trapped in this rut where we got rid of so many people, and it was the right thing to do, but it put us into a negative cash flow situation. And then the trailers that we got back, that people lived in. And I learned a long time ago, what people live in and what we consider habitable are not always the same thing. So we get back some nasty, dirty trailers. Like, I can't, in good conscience, rent you a trailer in this condition. I can't rent anybody a house in that kind of condition. We just can't do it. So we leave them vacant. So now we're losing money. This is where, okay, do you remodel trailers? But how quickly can you remodel trailers versus how quickly can you tear these things down and put new ones in? Anyway, so we're wrapping up. My warning, my cautionary tale: everyone who owns a mobile home park holds the park to the highest standard. We come in and we are investors. We are problem solvers. We come in to add value. And to add value, we have to come in and we have to clean the place up. You have the vicious little ankle biter there. So not every park owner keeps and maintains the highest standards. When you buy these parks, you're going to have to clean them up. You're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to deal with turnover. You're going to have to deal with people. And then once you get the park cleaned up, you got the people situated, then you got to figure out what you're going to do. You got to clean up trailers and remodel them. You're going to buy used trailers, and you're going to hunt and buy new used trailers, or you're going to go and bring in new trailers. And just so, I mean, there's some interesting people who live in trailer parks. I mean, nothing against them. I mean, there's some great people. There's some downright nasty mother. I ain't gonna lie. So I wish you the best of luck. You know, we're gonna keep documenting the flipping of this park. We're gonna come back next week. We're gonna see the new trailers. We're gonna come back. We're gonna replumb this entire park, because the old PVC pipe is and is brittle and is falling apart. And bringing the park to the level or the standard that we expect, and that we expect our tenants to maintain, we have to make the place better. So new water lines, new trailers, new roads. So we're going to fix all this crap. So the appearance of this park over the next 30 days, you're not going to recognize it. So if you like this kind of stuff, reach out. Love to chat.